Welcome to Mamas and Mimosas. This is Marianne.
I'm Roni.
I'm Janelle.
And today we're talking all about planned pregnancies versus unplanned. So grab your mimosa, pop in those earphones, and let's dive right into episode 10.
Clang, clang. All right. Okay, so first we want to thank...
But we don't drink.
Oh, we don't, huh? But
No, I
this is
do.
nasty.
Every
He
sip.
put something
Yeah,
dark
you
in
guys-
here. What did he put in here?
Our sound engineer is trying to get them
Put some whiskey in our orange
wasted.
juice.
And I said I'll
Rum.
just stick to the...
All right, first we want to thank you for screenshotting the last episode, tagging us, and letting us know what you related to the most. Your support seriously means the most to us. The most. That doesn't even make sense. The world.
mimosas to us.
It means everything to us.
Cute.
And it also helps boost our ratings so that we're able to reach more mamas who need to know that they're not alone, because that is our goal,
Yep.
to relate to more mamas.
We got your back.
And shout out to Amy for requesting this topic.
Yes, we love all of your topic requests, and we will give you a shout out. Okay, so Amy.
Thank you,
Thank
Amy
you,
girl.
Amy.
We love you, girl. We love you.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about pregnancy.
Let's talk
Was-
about it.
Was your first pregnancy planned?
Hell no. We were not ready. I was on the pill every single day. And
You had a miss.
no, I think we mentioned this like in another episode. But I know I took it every day. I have an alarm for it. And I remember like my alarm goes off at night. So sometimes I'm already in bed, like laying down, my alarm will go off. But my husband is still roaming around the house and I'll be like, babe, can you grab me my pill for today? So he would get my pills like,
He swapped it.
uh-huh.
Wait, but didn't he want a baby?
No, hell
Oh,
no.
I thought he wanted a baby for a while.
No, we
That
were
was probably last
not married. No, we weren't even married at the time. We didn't get married till after our first.
Oh.
So, I don't know. He either like trapped me or he'll tell you the opposite, that I did it on purpose, but no, not planned at all.
No. My first one was not planned either, and my story is a little similar to yours, but however, my husband says to this day that he didn't, but I think that he like popped out a few pills because I felt like I was like taking them as I was supposed to, and then you know how like you think you took something but you don't remember, and I'll be like, the pill is not there, but I don't remember taking it.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, did I take it? And he's like, yeah, you took it, I saw you, but I don't remember taking it. And then all of a sudden,
So he wanted babies before.
you know that
think
fool
he really
wants
did
like 900 babies.
He does. He wants a whole team.
Yeah.
He told me.
So it was never important to him to like get married before having kids?
I don't know if I don't know.
Like, he
I don't
never
think-
talked about, like,
I don't think so. Like, we talked about, like, marriage, like, later. But, no, I feel like... But he says to this day, like, he'll think I'm crazy. He's like, no way. Like, we were too young. Like, I did not. But I don't remember taking that pill. And then
How
all
old
of a
were
sudden...
you? 18, 19?
No, we were 21. 21, 22 when we
That's
had
still young
them.
now.
So, yeah. But, I don't remember taking that last pill. I did, but I don't remember.
No, ours was not planned at all either. We had, oh my god. So we used to use condoms and all kinds of stuff, and I was on the pill at different times, but it would make me sick and never want to have
Everything
sex.
makes you sick,
I'm
Janelle.
just a sickly person. But no, it wasn't planned. It was, and
Wait, you were on the pill too?
no, I wasn't. We used the pull-out method. That's why I'm like,
Oh
don't
my
ever use the pull-out
So
method.
it was planned.
It wasn't.
Because you know that does not work. So
Well,
it has to
now
be
I
planned.
know it doesn't work. But it worked for 4 years on and off. Like, I mean, we would be protected and stuff for on and off, but
They say that
always,
that little pre-cum is where all the babies are.
yeah.
Is it really?
Look. Yes. I don't trust it. No, now, are you kidding me? After that one surprise, I was like, no, we are not doing this whole little
Pull
just
up.
the tip and all this bullshit
Yep.
stuff.
Just get me started.
Yeah, just get it started. Nope. Don't you do it. Okay, so then how did your... Well, first of all, how did your mate react when you told them that you were pregnant?
Oh my god. He didn't believe it.
No.
He said, "Is this real?" Well, because the way, like, I remember waking up that morning and I was like, fuck, I think I'm late. But I didn't say to him because I knew he was going golfing that day and that's his, like, relaxation thing. But I was going to work and I'm like, fuck, when am I going to have time to go get a pregnancy test? And then I just remember, like, during my lunch break, I ran to CVS and got the pregnancy test, and then I went and ordered my food at a restaurant. And while I was waiting for my food, I went into the bathroom there and did the test. I peed on the stick, threw it in my purse, and went and got my food to go.
You didn't look at it?
No, because it takes like a little while.
Yeah.
So I did not want to know.
You knew in your heart.
I was just scared because I'm like, dude, I'm not ready for this. Like, I'm not prepared at all. Like, we're not married. And I know, like, for him, he freaks out. So I got in the car with my food, and then I sat down, and I opened my purse, and I'm like, I remember looking at it, and I got the one that's like, pregnant, not pregnant. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And it said, pregnant. And I remember saying, oh my god, by myself in the car, yeah. And I, like, went back to work, couldn't even eat my food. I was telling all my co-workers, so they all knew before my not even my fiance, but my boyfriend at the time. And I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna tell him? So one of my co-workers was like, it's exciting, it's a blessing, make it exciting for him, da-da-da. And I'm like, oh my god. And I was, like, in, like, a packaging area, so I'm like, I'm gonna throw all this styrofoam in a huge ass box, and I'm driving home in my little Honda.
Nervous.
And I have this huge ass box in the passenger seat, and I see him driving home, but he's with his cousin in the car, and I'm like, fuck.
Messing up the
yeah.
plan.
And so we get home. I get home, and he pulls into with his cousin. And he's like, what's that in the car? Is that for me? And I'm like, fuck, I didn't want it to be, like, with his cousin there. And, like, I'm like, yeah, we're all in the kitchen.
The cousin's
Yeah, the cousin's there.
Oh, no.
And he opens it, and his cousin, let me tell you, like, is the type that's like, don't do it. He's the type that's like, don't have kids.
Yeah. So
he pulled it out, and he's like, is this real? Is this real? And, like, his cousin looks, and he's like, oh shit.
Oh,
and I'm like, ah.
Did you start crying?
I didn't, but I was like, yeah, it's real.
Oh my god.
So, I don't know. His reaction was, all I remember was him saying, is this real? Instead of like, fuck.
Oh my god.
Sometimes it's a little different.
Yeah,
that whole thing goes differently.
So what about you? How did you tell them?
I will say, let me back this up a little bit, because when we had our son with that pregnancy, that was not my first time being pregnant. We actually got pregnant when we were 18 or 19, but we lost the baby. So we actually got pregnant. But the thing about
Were you on birth control then too?
Yes, I was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had always been on birth control. Like, I'm on birth control now. Shh, I don't think he knows. But yeah, so with the first one, like, and we were super scared then because we were so young. Even more, we were young when we actually, had Devin, but we were even younger then. So we were just like super, super nervous. But it's like we didn't. I mean, I thought I was still on the pill, but it's like, did you not learn your lesson? Because then a few years later, it happened again. But I think at that point, we were just kind of. His reaction wasn't. I don't remember it being bad. Like, he was like, "Okay, let's do this."
For the first baby.
For the first pregnancy when we were younger, like, we were both scared. Like, we were like, "What are we gonna do?" We were both panicking. But then when we did it again when we were 21, it was more like, okay, well, let's do it. Like, it wasn't scary. It was scary, but his reaction wasn't like when we were younger, when we were 18, 19.
So how far along, I mean, going back to your first pregnancy, how far along were you?
So I was actually I had passed the stage when you can start telling people. I think I was
Past 12 weeks.
Yeah, I was like 3 months because
wow.
when this is probably a little like graphic, but when I like lost the baby, I had to actually pass the baby, and I remember like passing the baby in the toilet, and I remember it looking like a little seahorse. No, it looked like a seahorse. So you can actually kind of already see like
a little
bit.
form.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Had you already told your mom?
Yeah, we had already told his mom. We had already
Oh,
told. Oh yeah, we
you
had
guys
already told,
already
and they
told
were
everybody.
all like, "You guys are so young.
Yeah.
You have your whole life ahead of you." Like that first one, yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" And then, but then they felt like shit when I lost it because then they were like, "Oh, you know, we were like saying how bad this was, and then now she lost it, and then they seen how devastated." Because even though I wasn't ready and I was so young, it's still already growing inside of me.
And
I was
a
already
heartbeat.
exactly. So once they seen like how devastated I was, and I think they were like, "Oh, I feel bad for even saying
It's
something."
a sad
but,
situation.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so our second reaction was a little better because we knew what we had been through prior, and then we were back in the same situation, but we were a little older now, and so we were like, okay, we're gonna do this.
So then, how did you tell him? Was he there when you took the test?
No.
Or
So this is a funny story because I was just talking about this with my girlfriends the other day because we went out to dinner, and I was like, remember when I got that pregnancy test and I took it? So we were all having like a little girls' night, drinking and everything, drinking Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm!
Just drinking away, and I'm like, I don't even know if I should be drinking, guys, because I was like, my period's a little late. And then they were like, shut up. They were like, you're pregnant. I already see it. And we took like a Walmart run at like late
all
in
drunk?
the night. Yeah, took a
Oh my
Walmart run.
gosh.
Took the test. I should post that picture. I know one of my friends has a picture. She took a picture of me like reading the test, and I was like, the picture is so horrible. I was like, a mess in the picture, like a mess. So when I told him, I think I gave him the test, and I was like, it's real. He already knew that we were late and everything, so I was like, you didn't dodge this bullet. He had to stay.
So what was his reaction?
He was just like, we gotta do this. He was like, I gotta get on it. Like, and from that point on, like, he was just like strictly like just making the way because he knew like, okay, I'm about to be a dad. Like, I really gotta get this together. And he just like,
he was so young.
yeah, he just turned it on. It wasn't like a bad reaction. Yeah, it wasn't a bad reaction. It was just a more like, this is real. I gotta get my shit together kind of a thing.
That's so funny because that's how my husband was when he learned that we were pregnant. I feel like the first few years he was in, years before that he was in college and, trying to figure out what he wanted to do. And he went to he was at UCI, and then he dropped out to go to some other classes, and he was trying to figure out what the heck he wanted to do, but once he found out that I was pregnant, like that was it. He was like, okay, I gotta find a career and like stick with it and just do what's best. That's crazy. So I feel like karma backfired. So this is our story. Okay, April Fool's 2007. Okay. We played a trick on my mom telling her that I was pregnant. And I did not know that I was pregnant at the time. Okay?
So you're playing a trick.
So we played a trick on my mom telling her that I was pregnant for April Fool's Day. And she was like, shut up, and she was like, she didn't believe it. And then we started laughing and we're like, haha, just kidding, Well, April 8th comes around and I still hadn't gotten my period. And so I took a test with me, my sister, and my friend Darlene. And it came out that I was pregnant, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I
really got to tell my mom.
I really have to tell my mom, like, for reals,
But did you think a little bit when you told her, like, was your period already late? And
and that's the thing, because maybe it was late, because the week before that I had taken a test and it said negative.
Because it wasn't
ready yet. Yeah. So it said negative, and I thought, oh, this would be fun to give her this test and tell her.
She wasn't pissed on the April.
She wasn't pissed. She was just like, oh, no way, and then we started laughing pretty early on.
Yeah.
But the second time around, I told her, and it was funny because we were watching American Idol, and I was like, Mom, remember the other day that I said I was pregnant? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, I really am. And she was like, what? No. Like, she was positive about it. She was, it's not like she wanted me to have a baby so young, but she was like, oh my gosh, like, no way, that's crazy, And she was supportive. Actually, both, like, his mom was super supportive too. His sister I remember her reaction the most, like, her and my dad, they were like, oh my God, like, you're so young, like, I think she was more hurt because that was her younger brother, and she was like, you guys are so young.
And she had
no, she was in college, she didn't want one yet, but she was just like, I think she knew the struggles that we were going to have to go through being so young, and you don't want that for your younger sibling, But I remember her reaction, like, she took it the way that I thought his mom was going to take it, like, more serious about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of was like, wait.
I thought you liked me.
Your mom's, like, so excited, but you're, like, you're taking, like, she was, like, the responsible one, But my dad, I made the mistake by telling him, so I was like, hey, let's go to dinner. So we went to dinner, and then he ended up getting drunk, and I didn't know he was going to get drunk. Shit, so I told him when he was drunk.
You did?
Yes, because it was making me sick
Did
inside.
he, like, marry you guys, like, at home that day?
So he was drunk when I told him, and he was so happy. He was like, Mija, no way. Like, and his reaction was completely different than what I expected. So I was like, is this really my dad? Like, are you okay? But I knew he was drunk.
Yeah.
So then a week later when I saw him, we all went to go visit my brother at his facility, and he was pissed. He, like, all of a sudden, he was so mad, and he was like, how does He was like, how does this happen? Like, he even asked me, and my husband was there, which was my boyfriend at the time, and we, because I told my husband, like, he was cool with it, like, he was so cool, he wasn't even there, and so when we all went together, he's like, I thought you said he was cool with it, and I'm like, I thought he was.
I wouldn't have came to this dinner.
Yeah. My dad was pissed. He's like, how does this happen? Aren't you taking care of yourself or something? And everything that I had expected him to do, he did it later. And I think that was more heartbreaking because I was prepared for him to get it the first time. But the way he reacted, I was like, oh, wow, like, it's not bad, But when he reacted afterwards, and I was so embarrassed that he did that in front of him. And I'm like, dude, I could have taken it by myself. Like, that's why I wanted to tell him on my own, because I'm like, say it to me. Don't say it to him.
Well, also, he's had, like, a whole week to, like,
think about
it and to figure out what he wanted to say.
Oh, my God. Yeah, wow. He was not happy.
He flipped it on you. That's funny. You waited a whole week. You thought you were in the clear, like, oh, it's going to be good. And he was like, by the way, I haven't forgot about what you guys did.
But I will say, when I called my boyfriend to come over. So I took the test at the house without him. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, hey, you need to come over. I need to tell you something.
Oh, shit.
And so then I think he already knew because I was a little bit late and I had already taken it the week before. So he came over, and then my sister was so excited. She was like 17, and she's just like, oh my God, you're going to have a baby. Like, there's going to be a baby, And, like, he was shitting bricks. He was like, how are we going to tell our parents, like, we're only 20, like, at the time we were only 20, and he was nauseous. He wouldn't eat. My sister was giving him such a hard time. She's like, why are you so worried? Like, people do this all the time. And he was just like, dude, like
It's the
this
man
is-
up part. Like,
yeah. So he was sick, and then we went to the doctors right away. We went to urgent care. Did you just go double check that I was?
Why do everyone does that?
You
huh?
have
Double
to.
check.
You gotta go. So we went to urgent care, and they told us, they confirmed it, and I just remember like crying. I was so
Of
scared.
happiness or just like
No.
emotions
Freaking out.
everywhere.
Of
everywhere.
overwhelmed. Like
Yeah.
I don't, and I feel kind of guilty because my initial reaction was not happiness. Like this wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
It was part of our eventual plan.
Yeah.
You know, like I knew I wanted to marry him. We had already been together for 4 years. But neither one of us had graduated yet. You know, it wasn't part of our little plan.
Yeah.
And I was like, my dad is going to kill me. You know, like my dad's so strict and he's going to stop paying for my college. He's not going to pay for my wedding. Like he told me too, like back in the day, he's like, listen, you could either have a quinceañera or I'll pay for your wedding. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to have you pay for my wedding. I don't need a quinceañera, you know?
Yeah.
And then but he said, you have to do it the right way, and you cannot get knocked up before you get married. So, or else I'm not paying for your wedding. And I just knew like I'm the black sheep. I was the first one to have a baby in my family, and I have 2 older brothers. You know, and I'm his like little quote unquote princess, the goody good one, the one
That's
that was always.
Watch.
And
That's
so
always the one you have to watch.
I just knew I was gonna disappoint the hell out of him, and I was like, oh man.
Did he help pay for the wedding?
No,
He really
didn't. No, my dad is a man of his word, and he did not help pay for my wedding.
Well, you lost.
And that's why we had a $5,000 wedding at 23 years old.
That wedding
because
was nice.
The pictures look nice.
No, the
though.
wedding was super
it was
nice.
definitely a wedding on a budget. But
I had to buy some sandals for that wedding.
yeah, but that's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
But so what about your parents? How did they react?
I think they were not that. The first time, I think everybody was a little like, you guys are too young, blah blah blah. I think I got it from everyone, from my in-laws. They weren't my in-laws at the time, but they weren't too happy. My parents weren't too happy. But then the second time around, everyone was kind of like, it was like a shrug, like, well,
you didn't learn your lesson.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone was just kind of like, oh, now, I mean, are you ready for this? I'm like, no,
Now or
but
never.
I'm going to get ready.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stay ready.
Was your mom?
She was excited.
She was?
Yeah, and his
Aw.
dad was excited. I think his dad cried, I want to say.
Really?
But you guys were a little bit older.
We're older.
Yeah.
Were you guys already living together too?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was 29, he was 32.
So I think it
His dad was like,
Yeah.
this is what we were waiting for. Like, because his mom passed away already, and they, he is their only kid together, because
Yeah.
he has his stepsisters, and he was like, this is what we were waiting for. So his dad cried. And my mom, I think we were trying to, like, surprise her somehow, and, like, we put it in a bunch, like, the ultrasound and, like, a bunch of paperwork in a yellow manila envelope, and we're like, I think we tried to say something like, oh, our sergeant bit someone, and they're trying to sue us, or whatever.
dog?
Yeah, my mastiff, our cane corso, our huge-ass dog, we're trying to say he bit someone, and these people are trying to sue us, so we don't know how to read this paperwork, and we're, like, giving it to her to help us. And so she pulled out the ultrasound, and she's like, what? Adam! Like,
That's
all
cute.
excited.
Aww.
So, yeah,
So
they were both
cute.
happy.
That makes the world of difference
Yeah.
when
Mhm.
everybody's
On the same
excited.
accord, yeah.
See, and that goes on to, have you guys had
And then-
planned pregnancies yet?
Yes. Baby number 2 was planned. So it was a total different reaction. Like, we already had one. I got to, like, put the pregnancy test in, like, a watch box, and I think I gave it to him on, like, Valentine's Day or something, which he already wanted more kids by that time. So it was a little
And their
better.
kids are 6 years apart, so
Yeah.
you spaced it out. You
So-
kept
Well,
your legs closed for a long time.
No,
I had that IUD for a long time. It guarantees you 5 years. And then when I took it out,
Right away?
No, not right away. It took some time, but when I took it out, that's when we decided. But yeah, everyone was a little more happier at that time because we were already established and everything. So baby number 2 went a little as planned.
How long did you guys try until it happened?
Well, they're gonna be like, damn, this girl has some issues. So this is a true story and it's so not funny. So before baby number 2, there was another baby in there that I lost again. So I've had a total of that's why I'm always like sketchy with my pregnancies, because I'm always like, I feel like every pregnancy I can never really enjoy, because like every time I go to the bathroom I'm like, oh please.
That's scary. Every
single time, like every single time, because of the ones back to back. Well, not back to back, but
did
before
you
each
have
time.
a loss before Harley too?
No, I didn't before her. But and that was scary with her. Like I knew, I was like, oh man, it's gonna happen again. Yeah. So I knew it was gonna happen. So like down to, I was like, I feel like I didn't start feeling comfortable until like 6 or 7 months. Then I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe, yeah. I was like, maybe this
because
is gonna
you know, like if you did if she did have to be born at that time, she would survive, right?
Because each miscarriage that I had went longer. So like the first one, I was already like 3 months going, like maybe going on 3 months, just meeting there. And then with the other one before Peyton, I had went all the way to like literally, I feel like I was like 18, 19 weeks. Like it was really like, yeah, I feel like I was in, how many weeks are you when you're like 4 or 5 months?
20 weeks when you're
20.
So I was in between. I feel like it was a longer time. So I thought that I was over the hump again, and then this happened. So I was like, that's why I was so terrified with her, because I'm like, it could happen again. But once I reached that point where it was like, oh, they could still be delivered and like just stay in the hospital, then I was better. But yeah, how do we even get on that subject?
Oh, we were talking about. Wait, how did you get to that?
Because we were talking about it.
How long did it take? No, how long did it take for you to finally get pregnant, since you were planning on getting pregnant?
So it took about, I feel like maybe like 6 to 8 months.
Like you took your IUD out because you knew you wanted to get pregnant?
Yeah. Oh. And that was the same case with, after every baby, I go back to my IUD. And whenever, that was the same thing with Harley, like I went into, I had health issues too, and I had to take it out anyway. But then since it was going to be taken out, then we decided like to go ahead and try again.
And you never could feel the IUD when you guys are having sex?
I always asked him, could he feel it too? But
someone told me you can feel it. Well, that the guy feels it.
Yeah, I asked him before, and he said no. He can't feel it because I'm not supposed to have it right now. It's there.
So did you guys plan a pregnancy?
The second one, yes. And I feel like it took, I stopped my pills, and the first month we weren't, like it took 2 months till we, but
That's
you know
good.
what?
I
I was like, you know, like everyone has iPhones or whatever, there's apps now, and like I got the ovulation app, and
I did too, but it took a long time.
He shoots up. Yeah, it took us like 2 months.
So, so when you said that you put the little test in the ring box,
the watch
box, that reminds me. So my second one was planned, and I was so excited to tell him in like a positive way, you know, because I mean it was okay. So we were like, okay, this year we'll have another baby, and I always heard that it takes a long time to get pregnant. So we originally wanted to try to plan for a summer baby because we're all winter babies, and it freaking sucks to be a winter baby. So we were like, oh, let's plan a summer baby, but let's just like stop using protection now, because we just thought it's going to take us 6 months to get pregnant anyway, so we might as well just stop. Well, we freaking got pregnant right away. Oh, shit. And so we have another winter baby. But when I told him about it, I was so excited because I was able to like do it in a cute way this time. I wasn't shitting bricks, you know, and like I put this little bean, because you know how it'll say like your baby's the size of a bean.
Oh yeah.
So I put up this little bean in a little like ring box kind of thing, and then it had a note inside that said, "Hi, Daddy, I'm this big," or whatever.
That's cute.
Yeah. So we gave it to him, and then he was like so excited, and
Different reaction, different everything, huh?
Yeah. And then we wanted to do like a big dinner and have all the parents over. But I was already getting sick. I was already feeling like nauseous. I know. And it was so funny because my father-in-law was like, "You're pregnant." And I was like, "What?" Like, I haven't even had everybody here yet, you know? And he was like, "You look like shit. I already know." And I'm like, gee, thanks. But
Like, you're actually right, though.
I know, and I
Right
hated
now.
him for freaking ruining my damn surprise. Like, I wanted to tell everybody. Oh my god. But it just makes such a big difference because you don't have that sick feeling inside, like, oh my god,
My life's over.
Yes, my life's over. Does he even want it? You know?
Yeah.
And like, man, those feelings are like,
They're
intense.
They
Yeah.
are.
But at least you get to experience, like, a little bit of both of them, like, you know?
Yeah. And our third one, so we told each other at 30 we were going to be done. So whether we were going to try for a girl, it had to be by 30, right? And we went back and forth just like arguing whether or not we wanted to try
Me
for
and
a
my
girl or
husband
not.
told you guys you were going to do it.
And then you guys had your girl, and then we had another one that had a girl. They had the 2 boys and a girl, so we were like, should we try? So we were like, okay, we'll just try one. We'll just do it one time.
Because your husband was getting ready to go get snipped.
Yeah,
right?
it was like by 30
Scheduled.
we either were going to have our last baby or he was going to get a vasectomy. So that was the deal. So I think he just decided to try because he didn't want to have a vasectomy. And he's like, let's buy more time, you know? So I knew since we were going to try, I was going to do my very best to try to have a girl. And so I Googled gender swaying and all of that stuff to try to
She did all
figure
that.
out how to have a girl. And look, it worked. I mean, I don't know if all the praying worked or the gender swaying or both. But we got our girl.
So what did you do to gender sway?
Yeah, tell the listeners out there if they
So-
if they
Because
want a girl.
Roni, you didn't gender sway,
No,
right?
I didn't.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
so what did you do, Janelle?
Okay, so I wasn't prepared for this question because there was like, I made literally a blog post about it and I'll link it in the show notes below, and it goes into like detail and it links the videos that I watched because I
Oh my
researched the
gosh.
shit out of it.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm
Wow,
freaking
yeah.
weird about this kind of stuff.
So
So I didn't want to tell him that I was gender swaying because he would
He
be,
didn't know
would,
that whole
no, he wouldn't have been
Shut.
about it. Like he's not like me. Like he's not OCD and like super scheduled and stuff. Like, so if I would have told him like, we gotta have sex today, I'm ovulating, he would not have been about it. You know, like,
No,
like
thank
no,
you.
bye. So I had to keep that shit to myself, and I was just like, okay, I gotta go jump on
And
his,
you're like,
jump on him right now.
fuck you today, like lying. Like, oh, you look at
Dude, you don't even know. Like,
While you really
he would
setting
come
him
home
up.
from work, you know, and normally I would be like sleeping.
Hear
But
the
I
door.
knew that those were my ovulating days, or those were my days that I needed to have
could,
sex
yeah.
those 2 days. So I would roll over and be like, hello?
See, he's thinking, he's like, man, my wife is all over me lately, not knowing you're over there.
Because the poor guy
setting
would
a
get home
timer.
like at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was
And
ready
he
for
didn't
him.
know that he didn't think anything was
He
up.
should have, because that's not like me. I'm not that
Yeah,
person
you
that
guys
wake
remember
up.
our episode
Don't
of
mess
Sex
with
Life
me when
After
I'm
Kids.
sleeping. No, but so what I tried was they have you like eat a certain diet.
Oh
So,
my god, you went way out.
dude, I didn't go to the T. Like there was a lot of things like there was things that you can drink and all of this stuff to change your levels of
Like your hormones.
your acidic balances and
Oh.
all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna eat the way that if it's like a healthy way.
Yeah.
So I ate a lot of like green smoothies with berries, and I was like, okay, this is healthy. That's cool. And then I can't remember if. Oh my god. Oh, so I had to look back at the article because it's either like you stay away from meat. So I would cook nothing but chicken. And it was funny because my husband loves me, and you have to make sure that your mate eats more chicken.
So
So I would just stop cooking meat for that month that I wanted him to like, you know, get ready to give me that girl. So I would make nothing but chicken, and then
chicken again.
there was like different positions. There was also okay, so you had to track your ovulation. And you had to have, I wish I would have looked at the article, but you have to like have sex either, I think, what did I tell you, 2 days before you ovulate?
Because the girls and the boys die off.
So
faster.
the boy's sperm, it's super scientific. So the boy's sperm swims faster, but dies off quicker.
And the girls.
So the girl's sperm swims slower, but lives longer. So you're supposed to conceive days before you ovulate, so that the girls have a better chance to getting to the egg.
Yeah. So there's less boy sperm.
Yeah, competition. Yeah.
I only know because she told me. Because Janelle told me.
the whole eating certain things like the greens and stuff is supposed to make your whatever fluids that you produce inside like more acidic, to kill off the boy sperm and to welcome the girl's sperm, because I guess one likes more acidic and whatever. Yeah, so it's just there's people who test their pH balance levels, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna eat this stuff, but I'm not gonna go and buy a kit to test my shit, because that's really.
I think you have the kit underneath the bathroom. You have the kit. She has the kit.
I didn't go that far.
She did the home remedy.
I wanted to, but I knew if my husband knew that I was spending money on that damn kit, he would have freaking divorced me.
But to this day, does he know you gender swayed? Or
now he does, because I told him, and he's like, "You did all that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was gonna give it a good try. Like, I wanted to do everything in my power without letting it like super consume me. And I only wanted to do it one time. So I wasn't going to try for the whole gear for a girl. You know, it was like, I'm going to give this month that. I actually started eating better 3 months before, but but I was like, when we actually have sex, like, I'm going to give it this the month, you know, to try. And then if we don't get pregnant, or if we don't get pregnant with the girl, like, this is it. Like, chop your clothes. I'm not going to ever try again.
But how did you tell him? Were you like, remember that time you had chicken for 2 months straight? I was gender sway. Like, how did you tell him?
Well, when I was pregnant was when I told him. I was like, hey.
When they confirmed it was a girl, you're like, by the way.
No, before.
Oh, you told him before?
Yeah, I told him before, and he was like,
you're crazy.
You did all that? And he was like tripping out on me, and I was like, yeah, I had to. I did not tell you, because you wouldn't have wanted to have sex with me. You would have been disgusted with me.
He probably was like, dang, I was telling all the guys at work how my wife has been all over me lately. Using me.
I was using him for a baby girl. Oh my gosh.
And so now it's like crickets or what?
No, it's Dusty. No.
They remembered our episode. I'm sure they listened to Sex Life After Kids, and these girls over here.
So, did you guys... So, wait, how did you get pregnant with the girl then? You just, like, it just happened?
She did her sage.
Dude, I prayed too. That's another thing. I prayed this shit. I even did the whole secret book. You know, that's the book of, I think it's called The Secret. We'll link it. But it's about like putting positive energy out and like basically writing in a journal of your future life, of the things that you want, and then make it happen.
Really good. That's a good. They have a video. I watched the video.
Dude, so I wrote a letter.
The Secret.
You write a letter to your future self, and you're saying like what you're thankful for. Before it happens, but you're thanking it like, thank you for this already happening.
Yeah. So you're like, thank you for my girl.
Thank you for my daughter. She's healthy. Yeah. So I totally did that too, and I was like, I'm putting this shit out in the freaking universe, and I will like thank God for giving me a little healthy baby girl. And
you did that too, really?
No, but I did something similar. Like, what's crazy is like, when I was younger, like, and this is so, it gives me chills to this day. Like, I said, like, okay, when I grow up, like, I want to be a mom. I want my husband, I said I wanted my husband to, like, have a job where he has to, like, dress up or wear a suit and tie. Something. Like, everything that I said that I wanted, like, in a husband or, like, it literally, and it's, like, literally gives me chills. Sometimes I like look back and I'm like, oh Oh my God, like I literally
gosh.
prayed for that and like it literally happened. It's so crazy when like you see it. Like it's like,
It's scary.
wow.
Now I'm scared to do it.
It's scary, but it's so crazy because I tell my husband all the time, like, me and God created this little girl right here. Like, we
Not
teamed up and drafted this little girl out. Because honestly, like, other than her telling me shush and,
Right.
trying to hit me, but everything else, like, her being so sweet and so cuddly and all of those things, like, I wrote all of that in that journal. Like, I freaking drafted her personality. Like, I wanted her personality to be a certain way and stuff, and her to look like her dad and have his little gold hair and all this stuff. And I feel like we literally drafted this little girl together, and it was like our little project.
I'm gonna go home and make my
No, we
letter.
have to link the secret. Like
We will
Like
link it.
it's really good.
And then in the book, they have you make a collage, like your inspiration board.
Yeah, that's
and
what
so
you need
I
to do, a vision
put like
board.
a bunch of families that had 2 boys and a daughter, and I even made like old people be like kissing because I'm like, I want to be old with you, boo. I don't want to be kissing you. And there was like an old couple surfing, and I'm like, that's gonna be us. We're gonna be old and surfing, like. Even though I'm so uncoordinated, but you just put like a bunch of stuff on there that you like, and then you look at it. They say to look at it every day, but I kind of hide it when people come over because I get embarrassed.
Like, you legit have a board?
I legit have a board, and I put it up there, and I'll look at it, and it just kind of tells you. And it's cool because when stuff happens, I just take it off, and I'm like, wow, that actually happened.
And when you see it, like when you really like see it, you're like,
believe.
oh my God.
So a vision board.
A vision board and a letter to your future self.
Oh, guys. Sounds like too much work.
Let me tell you.
It's worth it.
It is worth it.
I still do it. Every new year I write like new
Really?
goals. But this podcast was not in this goal this year. So this is like
Yeah,
a surprise,
but I mentioned this earlier. You told us to write goals. Remember, like what we have for this whole podcast thing, and I wrote mine like what
Before
in
we
September, and things are slowly like happening, like as what I wrote, and I'm like, whoa,
write it out.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Write it down, sure.
So then you tried to gender sway, right?
I mean, I
half-assed
talked to you. Yeah, we half-assed it because
You were like, I'm not-
I
believe.
remember you. Well, because we both, like my husband and I, were like, if we have a girl as our second, like we're done.
Right.
Well, we're gonna be done. He didn't want more than that, and I had a whole vision of 4 kids because 3 sucks with the middle child and 1 is like spoiled or whatever, and 2's not enough. So like, I don't know, we always said if the next one's a girl, we're done, and it's fine. Like, you can go to the theme parks and they'll just go ride on the rides together, whatever. So I talked to you because I remember you were all about the gender sway, and you guys got your girl. So I was like, all right, let me talk to Janelle and see what she did. And I remember you were like, he has to eat chicken, da da da. And my husband is like, I swear, a carnivore. Like, he will only eat meat and rice, meat and rice, meat and rice. And now my little boys are like that. Yeah. So I'm like, he hates chicken. So, and I love chicken, so I didn't mind. I was eating chicken as much as I can. And he's like, let's go to Korean barbecue where it's all beef.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh my God.
yeah, so we did, like, we half-assed it. And we got boy.
Maybe next time you'll eat some damn chicken.
I
No,
feel like
now that's what I
eat
tell
chicken
them.
every day in here, though.
See, that's why you got a girl.
That's why you got your girl.
What?
But see, that's
I'm
why I
totally
tell
kidding.
my husband, see, you should have ate your damn chicken. And he's like, well, now I will.
See, but you know what? With my second, we really, I was like you, I wanted a girl just so that I could have one
boy,
at each.
yeah.
And I was so sick with both of the pregnancies, so I was like, I can't do this a third time. Like, I don't have it in me, so I hope that this baby's a girl so that at least I can have one of each,
Yeah.
But my son wanted a boy so badly that I was kind of like, okay, well, either way we win. Either way we win. Because my sister-in-law had a baby right before I found out I was pregnant. And he wanted her baby to be a boy. And so when he found out it was a girl, he was so devastated.
Was he?
Yes. And he like literally cried. Like, he was so devastated. So part of me was I was very happy that he got what he wanted because I didn't want him to cry again, you know. And then I was like, okay, if this is my last baby, he's gonna have his buddy, you know. So that's cool. So I wasn't too hurt about not having a girl until people started saying, oh, you have to have another one. You're never gonna have that girl bond and all this stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, why are you telling me this? Like, I can't have another baby, you know. I didn't want one. It took me 4 years to convince.
Do that.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, you have a girl? Are you going to give her a sister? Like, they keep going. Like,
they
no
keep
matter
going.
what.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what.
So, yeah, I don't remember my point about that whole thing. But, oh, no, we were happy that we had.
Drink. That's a drink.
Is that whatever that brown stuff is?
Yeah,
that you put in here?
You know better. Brown liquor is never good. No.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, wait. I have a question for both of you. Since you guys both had boys, and then you had your girl. With your second one, do you feel like? Well, I know you said you guys didn't mind, but you were trying for a girl or whatever. Did you have gender disappointment? You know what I mean, like.
When you found out it was another boy.
Yeah, that you found out your second was another boy.
Okay, I didn't have it that hard because I knew he was so happy and he had his little buddy. You know,
Yeah.
It was like I said, it wasn't until my husband started wanting to try for a third, then I got really depressed because I was like, I can't have another baby. like I don't have, like I get so sick and then I have 2 kids on top of being sick. So that I started getting really like depressed when he wanted another baby. He wanted another baby before I did, you know, like right after I had Max, he was like, let's just bang it out and have another one. And I was like, I can't, no, I wanted to kill myself. Like it was so awful being pregnant, especially with a toddler, you know, and being so sick. So I wasn't disappointed until later on when I shifted and I wanted a girl and he didn't want one. Then I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to have a daughter. Like, and then people, the things that they say that get in your head, like, you're never going to have a best friend. And what about, you know, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm never going to. Or like they say, oh, your boys are going to leave you when they get older for their wives and all this stuff. And then that is what got in my head, and I was just like, oh my God.
Just thought about that.
I'm sorry, but they're not, because listen, I know a lot of women who have all boys, and their boys still come home and with their wives, and they go to dinner, and they do a lot of stuff.
Oh,
I know a lot that don't too.
But it's up to the parents to keep them coming, you know?
How about you, Ronnie? Did you ever?
Oh, I fucking cried my eyes out when they told me it was another boy. I was
Are
like,
you serious?
Oh, absolutely. I tried to hold it in because I didn't want the lady to judge me. No, what you big ass crying for? Like, you should be happy. I was a little upset. I'm not even gonna lie, because I just like really, really wanted a girl, because I wanted the whole, like, the big brother, the little sister, like, you know, and they were so far apart. Like, I was like, oh, this would be perfect.
And then did you think you were gonna be done if you had a girl? Or no, you just...
No, I literally thought I was going to be done after
okay.
2. No, I did. That's why I think I was so hurt, because I was like, this is it. Like, I'm just going to have 2. And I wanted it to be one of each. And when she said it was another boy. And 2, my mother-in-law, because she had boys, it was like, boys, she wanted a girl too. So everybody was like, oh, we need a girl, like building it up. Like, and I'm like, yeah, we do need a girl. And then they were like, oh, we see the wiener. And I was like, I literally was like, can you check again? I was like, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm like, you sure that's not his umbilical cord? Please. Yeah, so I was a little crying, but then, you know, I came around after the fact, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna totally be a boy mom. That's gonna be less stress. I don't have to worry about periods. I don't have to worry about combing hair. I don't have to worry about all that. It's funny how you try
to talk yourself out of wanting a girl,
right?
You try to just for your own sanity, you know.
And then when I got pregnant the 3rd time, I already had convinced myself that it was a boy. I was like, I'm not even gonna think girl. I'm gonna put it in my mind this is a boy, so I can prepare myself. And then it was the opposite.
See, I had gender disappointment before I even knew what the gender was for the 3rd one. Because I told myself, look, you have to be 100% okay with getting pregnant with another boy. You know, so for years I wasn't, you know, so that's why we never did it. But finally, when we came around, I'm like, okay, I'll be okay if this is a boy.
Yeah.
Like, but I really wanted to not find out the gender until the baby was born, because I'm like, how could you be disappointed when you meet this little human being, you know?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be, I'm already sick when I'm pregnant, and especially if it's a boy, I thought I was going to be sick, you know? So I don't want to be sick, and then on top of that, being depressed with all the hormonal changes, and then being depressed that it's a boy, you know? So I was begging my husband, please, I don't want to know what this baby is until we have him, you know, because I knew it was a boy. Yeah, like it's a boy, you know? And so once, there was no way he was gonna, like, he was like, okay, well, let me find out. Like, he's like, I need to know, because I need to mentally prepare myself.
You guys found out early, though, right?
So we found out on Mother's Day. Yeah, we went to the ultrasound technician, and that's another thing, like, well, first of all, I didn't want to know, and then I didn't want to make a big thing, because I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to react. Am I going to cry if it's a boy? Like, I know I keep telling myself I'm okay, but how will the emotions really come crashing out, you know, especially with everybody else saying, oh, this is for sure a boy.
Yeah.
You know, then I'm like, I didn't know if I was going to cry. But I wish I would have done a gender reveal, because when we found out it was a girl, I freaking bawled my eyes out. I told the doctor, shut the hell up. Like, look again.
All my hard work.
Look again and tell me that you see a vagina, please.
So did you have doubt that later on, like, that it was going to be a mix-up, that you were going to go have the baby and it was going to be like, here's your baby boy?
Yes. Every doctor appointment, I would make him double check, because one of our girlfriends, a week before her due date, found out that her girl that she was supposed to have was a boy.
Like, it was hiding, or what?
I guess his little peepee was hiding. I think she said that it was a little bit difficult every time that they got an ultrasound, but they were like, I'm pretty sure this is, you know, a girl. So she had a baby shower. She washed all her baby clothes, because this is a week before you give birth. Yeah. You know, and then for some reason they had like an emergency ultrasound or something, and then they found out, hey, this is not a daughter, this is a boy. And then she was like, I have to buy boy stuff,
I have
you
all
know?
this girl stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure she was upset. I would be pissed.
Yeah. Especially that far. And like, by that time, you have nursery together and stuff, right?
Yes. A week before your baby?
Yeah, definitely.
You have names picked out.
Your hospital bag full of girl stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that sucks.
But I was always really weird, so I would bring a boy outfit and a girl outfit with every one of my kids. Yes.
No way.
Because I never fully believed that it was gonna be that thing.
No, I would just have taken them home in whatever I packed. So if it would have been, if I would have had a girl outfit and it would have been a boy, I probably would have put that girl outfit on him.
And I really wanted a boy first. Like, were you happy that you got a boy first?
Yeah, I wanted a boy first for sure.
Because my husband is the last of his
last name,
and so that's another whole pressure on you to have, you know, another one.
Yeah.
And keep on the last name, and also, like you said, I had an older brother, and it was so cool having an older brother that I wanted to start with a boy and then trickle down. And I thought I was gonna have 4 kids too, and heck no.
Yeah, the only thing that I always wish that I would have did a little differently is I wish I would not have had them so far apart, especially my oldest and the middle one. Like, I feel like they're just so far apart. Like,
but are they friends now?
No, they get along, but it's two different, like, they're just in two different
worlds.
Yeah, it's like every now and then he'll take out time and, like, you know, play with him and stuff, but it's like night and day. Like, you have, I mean, Peyton's in 1st grade, going to 2nd grade, and then you have Devin who's going to high school. Like, it's totally different. But he does take out the time with his brother and his sister. But yeah, I just wish I could.
You don't think it makes it a little bit easier for you?
It did make it easier, but then, like, I realized that none of them will be in school together. They all are going to overlap. Like, and I wish that, especially with the girl, and, you know, I wish, like, she can have an older brother, like, there.
Yeah, to protect
anybody acts up, you know. So, but they're all going to overlap. Like, no one's going to be in school together. They're all going to be gone, and then the next one comes, or, yeah. So
how far apart are the little ones?
Is it so Peyton?
5 years?
Yeah, 5, I think. Peyton's gonna be he's already 7. Oh my god.
And she's 3.
So they're 4 years apart.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So they may be in school
Yeah.
together at some
because
point.
of how Peyton's birthday is, like, I don't think it's gonna put them in school. I counted it down, and I think he'll just be leaving, and then she'll be coming, or he'll be something like that.
And I always wanted my kids 2 years apart. So like you said, they could be in school together and stuff. But it just, when those 2 years came, it was never the right time.
Like,
I was
oh
just
my god,
like,
there's no way in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so much because of my toddler, it was just life circumstances. You know, we weren't financially ready to bring on another kid at that time.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with 4 years, but who knows? I don't know if I would do it again.
Because yours are all 4 years apart.
Yeah,
right?
they're all 4 years, and we did not plan that. That just, you would think, because I'm freaking crazy and I plan crap, but we did not plan them to be 4 years apart.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
4 years. Wow.
I think it makes it easier, but you're right about them having less in common. You know.
Yeah. And then like what I allow Devin to do, like Peyton cannot do. Like certain shows that Devin can watch, Peyton cannot watch.
Yeah.
So just trying to like monitor them in like total different levels. And sometimes he's like, "Well, Mom, how come Devin gets to go to his friend's house and I can't?" And I'm like, "Yes, you can't." Like it's just.
But then when he gets to that age, it'll be Harley wondering, and then he's gonna be like, "Okay, I earned this spot."
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
Yep. It's the life of parenting.
Okay, so any advice that you want to give to mamas who are trying to conceive or planning their pregnancies?
Just, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Like, I know people who wish they can have a baby and they're trying and like, I mean, it's hard, especially if I've had friends who just can't get pregnant, and like a part of me is like, don't stress out about it, like don't stress, but that's not what they want to hear. I'm sure they hear it from all over the place. But it's all, oh my gosh, it's me, like, it's all in timing. That's how I feel. I mean, if it's meant for you to,
that's what I say. If it's
meant to be, it'll be, and if it's not, like, unfortunately, like, it had to be you, but like, there's a time, like, you're gonna have your time, and just patience, and just keep loving your significant other, and just be in it together, and when the time's right, like, it'll happen. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not right, you guys will get through it together, and it'll make your bond even stronger.
And I always considered adoption too. I mean, that's a whole other topic that we can talk about, but I was always open to adoption because I just felt like I'm not exempt from anything, infertility or anything like that. So I always had like these backup plans in my head, and I was like, okay, if I can't get pregnant, I will adopt. Or I even would think, oh my God, what if I die on the birthing table?
Oh,
you know?
I absolutely thought I was gonna die on the birthing table for sure.
Well, and then just like Roni's situation, like, you, even though you had your miscarriages, you still were blessed with your other kids. So just because you have a mishap or a bump in the road, like, it's not the end of the road for you.
Even
like, it's still
like
just, you know.
Yeah, because in the time of it happening, like, it does feel like, and I feel like women struggle. Like, I feel like if you can't get pregnant and you really want to get pregnant, you feel like, okay, what am I not doing right? Or am I, like, you know, less than a woman because I can't hold this baby? Because I struggled with that. Like, how come there's people who don't even want their babies and they're, like, pregnant, and, like, I'm praying for one and I lose it or I can't, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's just, if you, like she said, if Marianne said, like, it'll happen when it's time for you to happen. Like, everything happens for a reason. So it wasn't my time, you know? Maybe I needed to mature something that I didn't know that I needed to do what's happening. Yeah. But
just don't take it. Like, don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, it makes it worse. It makes it worse. Or you could, there's always other options too. Like you said, there's adoption, there's surrogacy. I was going to be a surrogate mom at one point. I went through the whole thing and I couldn't get on the lady's so your cycles have to match, and we couldn't match them up. So then,
wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, if she wanted to have this person that I was going to be a surrogate with, they wanted to have 10 kids. So they were trying to get 6 different surrogate mothers to all be on the same period. So the first 6 that like got the period, they ended up keeping them, and then like the ones who couldn't match the period to the other ones that already got on it, they like so my period couldn't match.
Wait, they wanted 10 kids all at one time.
They had them. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yep. Yes.
Wait, were they rich and did they have nannies?
Very, 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 very rich. I
You
won't
were
say.
gonna hold someone else's baby?
Yep. I
Oh,
won't
good
say
for
the
you.
name or anything.
With
but,
all the health risks that you have
well, at
during
the
your
time,
pregnancy.
but at the time of the.
Had
when
you already had a Harley?
I had no.
Oh,
This was
okay.
this was when I only had that, because one of the requirements to be a surrogate is you already have to have had a child.
Oh.
So it was after I only had Devin at the time, so I hadn't had the other kids. But yeah, I was literally thinking about it. So I was like, oh,
Dude, they pay big bucks for you to carry someone else's kid.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of kids. Can you post that picture on our show notes? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, shucks.
Sorry,
That's
guys.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review so that we can connect with you. All
Yes,
right?
please. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.